Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. My hormones make me a nutcase. Myself and Amy are here as usual, and we do have a very special guest today as well.
Hello, I'm Claire.
Yes, so today we're going to be talking all about kind of Claire's journey with the perimenopause. And yeah, just sharing really what she's been through, as I'm sure there are so many people that have been through the same thing and can relate. So yeah, it's going to be a really good one.
Absolutely. And I think it's just a really good one to do after we've done like the mini series of like different symptoms and stuff. So I feel like this is really well timed actually.
I'll have all those symptoms. I'll bring it all together in a conclusion.
Oh dear, yeah, bless you. Okay, so basically we want to start on your background, like before you were in the perimenopause, like what was your life like? I know you've got kids and stuff. Talk to us about like your activity levels and things that you were doing prior to the perimenopause.
Okay. So for context, I'm 40 now. I've got three children, all primary school age, youngest being 5. Before, so I'd say before perimenopause, I reckon, and my doctor suggests so too, came about quite quickly after having Dottie, my youngest.
Yeah.
Um, so, but before that, oh, what did I do then? Was probably simpler, clearer, had more energy. Um, we had, of course, we had COVID amongst all of that as well. So there was a lot of working out at home, activity-wise. Um, but historically, I have really enjoyed running. Don't do much of that anymore. Weightlifting at home. I've never been a gym bunny. It's always generally been at home. Um, and just trying to move like in the day. I'm not great with any kind of routines. I'll do about 2 weeks, and this has been forever. I'll do about 2 weeks of it, and then I don't know, something will happen. A kid will be ill, or I've got a headache, and then I sort of fall off the wagon for a while. So to have a like a program I'm following or anything, it's got to be a short program. Um, but yeah, so weights, walking, running, that was probably it. And then we did move to Cornwall in that time, and that's when I took up sea swimming. So
I love
that's
that.
and that was during perimenopause, I reckon. That's a new thing.
Mm, that's cool. And Cornwall's such a lovely place to go out for like walks and hikes and things, and like you
Yeah,
say,
so
the sea
much.
swimming and that.
Rains a lot, very
Yeah, that's
wet.
the only thing.
You
Yeah,
don't see all
compliment.
that bit in July and August. It's just beautiful, but it rains the rest of the time.
Oh, bless you. So when was the first time you started noticing symptoms, or did you not notice any symptoms and then suddenly it was like, pow, what the hell's happened? Like, talk us through that.
Well, looking back on it, I probably did notice symptoms not long after having Dottie, but it was such a weird time because we were in that sort of COVID lockdown period. I've got three children. I've got a newborn. Husband's a shift worker. I'm doing all this on my own. Um, and I've got thyroid disorder as well. So the symptoms of your thyroid being out of whack and the symptoms of the perimenopause are all the same. And
Mm,
I kept going back to, well, it's difficult at the time of having a baby because you go to the doctors and they'll go, oh yeah, it's baby blues. You'll feel better. And I think, okay, well, thanks. Um, and then I remember doing a couple of years of just saying, "Can you test my thyroid again? Like, it's not right. I'm tired. Like, I can't think straight. Um, Life's chaotic, but is my life chaotic anyway? Yeah." But I just felt knackered, and like a whole different level of that as well. Um, and that yeah, so went back and forth to the doctors. Really, they tested it. Adjusted my thyroid medication, but you're all right. So, and then we moved. So I was thrown into a whole other trust. Um, Continued the battle of saying, I don't feel right. Um, but that's all amongst moving away from a support network that we had established. Like we don't have any family down here. So is it then I'm raising a family, just me, my husband, and trying to work full time? Like, is it my
Mm.
lifestyle? Is it my hormones? And I think I did think, this is this perimenopausal, and I thought that for years, back and forth to doctors. Here, have some sertraline instead. So I was on antidepressants for a while, and it did lift it, but obviously not for very long because it's not treating a hormone, is it? It's
No.
treating brain.
Mm.
Um, and then what the clincher was clincher for me was different to what the clincher was for the doctor. Because my periods never really recovered after Dorothy. I was breastfeeding as well. So they came and went. There was no routine to them at all. Like sometimes I'd have two in a month and sometimes wouldn't see one for 6 months. So that
Wow.
became my
Yeah.
norm. But I remember waking up in the night, probably, what are we now? Probably about 2 years ago, and thinking, Christ, I'm hot.
Mm.
And I'm a really cold person. I'm always cold. And then it passed, went back to sleep. And didn't really think anything of it. And then I was sat on the sofa watching the TV, and I thought, "Oh, I feel really hot." And I looked over at my husband and I said, "Colour am I?" And he was like, "Oh, you're all flushed." And I said, "Chef, really funny." And that probably happened for a month or two. And then I thought, do you know what? I think I'm having hot flushes. So I rang the doctors again and said, um, yeah, I'm having hot flushes. I still feel all the things that I've talked to you about for the past 2 years. My periods are up the swanny. And that was the clincher. They thought, oh, my periods are funny. She's never mentioned that before because it was kind of my normal. And luckily, and I do think the stars aligned, my doctors, trust, I don't know what you call them, had recently formed a women's health team. And I just happened to ring literally the week they'd launched. And so they were like, oh, let's get her in with that. And I saw a menopause specialist.
Wow.
And I, I, I got in there and I just went like I am now, blah. She went, well, I'm going to test your hormones. I know what they're going to say. Then you're going to come back and we're going to talk about HRT. And I was like, thank you. Somebody's listening. Because I'd
Mm.
had it all. I had it all from the doctors is, old enough. Wasn't old enough for any of that, apparently.
Mm.
Um, if you eat better, do more exercise and sleep, then you'll feel better. I think, yeah, I mean, obviously, but I can't do any of those things. And then I was told by a mental health nurse that I had a condition that was commonly known as mum. And that put me on
What?
the back burner. Yeah, I know. And I wish I'd complained. I wish I'd complained, but it was awful.
They
And of course, I
they
burst into
literally said,
tears. She literally
I
said, women, this is it. This is what women deal with. I thought,
no, that's so bad, especially from a woman as well. She called you, you've got a condition called mum,
yeah.
and
She
then just said you have to
basically
deal with
told me to get on with it, I think.
it.
And I was so vulnerable at the time and exhausted. I just walked out and thought she was useless. Whereas I
Oh,
think
that's
if someone said that to me now, I'd have gone, hold on a pig a minute. No.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Imagine what's gonna happen
No.
when she goes through it. Eek.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God, that's I can't believe
In
that.
my brain, then in my brain, I said, I hope it really wrecks her, but I don't hope that at all.
No,
it,
yeah.
it is really, it can be really shit.
Mm.
And especially when you don't think health professionals are listening. She's amazing, the doctor I've got now. She's the same one that I was originally referred to. I mean, I spent 40 minutes on the phone to her yesterday talking about changing HRT again.
Mm.
She's so geeky. She's so knowledgeable. Like she proper goes into the science. And I feel probably the first time in my life over, having babies, deciding whether you're going to have contraception and just all the medical stuff. It's probably the first time in my life that I've been like, I am making an informed decision, and it's because she gives it all to me.
Mm.
It's so important, and I don't think we have access. We all have access to that. Stars are aligned.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's so sad to think, isn't it, that like you were lucky to get that help.
Yeah, I know. It's not a standard, is it?
No. And you have kind of fobbed off and fobbed off so many times. And then, like you say, the stars aligned, and then suddenly you were given that. And that's incredible. Like that's so great. But you shouldn't have had to gone through all of that
No.
first to get to that place. And
And
yeah.
I think it is normal to actually have the fob off, and for women to struggle, and for women to manage their symptoms themselves, manage their pain.
Mm,
And there's so much conflicting stuff out there, and so much stuff that's sold to you as this will make you sleep, this will get rid of your brain fog. I mean, I'm a bit susceptible to that too. I take it all. So I don't know what works because I take it all. But yeah, I don't think many people do have access to that wonderful Dr. Patton, she is, font of knowledge that just totally geeks out on this stuff and is all
Mm.
about it.
Absolutely. And I think as well, like when you don't know something you don't know, right? And like you can be given blood tests, but you have no idea what they are. If you're not in that world, you do not know.
No.
Like, and
No.
unless you're like, yeah, like I said on a podcast before, I've had blood test done, and I said to him, I was like, absolutely not. Like this might be in the optimal, but it's lower optimal. I don't want lower
Yeah,
optimal. I want higher than lower optimal.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
you're gonna do something about this. But because when it came, all your bloods come back, they go normal, normal, normal. Unless you click into them and actually fully look at them and see what they are, it's so easy for them to go, oh no, you're
And then
fine.
spend an hour Googling, what's this?
Yeah,
Because I
absolutely.
do a bit of that. Yeah.
But I think we need to be informed, don't we? And like you say, this woman that you've had, this doctor, is obviously very good at what she does. And it's so nice to hear that there are starting to be like menopause specialists around. One of my clients the other day, she went in and actually the doctor was really good. He was like, okay, we're going to look at this, but we will look because it sounds like you are going through the menopause and
Mm.
or perimenopause, sorry. But it's only starting to get better.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
minimal.
I'm going off on a tangent, but I read, and I haven't listened to the podcast, and I can't think. I'm going to do this really annoying thing now, where I can't remember who it was or what it was on. But she, it might have been. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Kate something or other, who was on Big Brother ages ago. Lawler, Kate Lawler, maybe.
who knows?
She was on a podcast. Oh, I nearly had it then. It was menopause podcast, and she broke down and she was like, I feel awful. Like I just want to be me again. And I mistakenly read about this and went straight to the comments. And oh my God, it was horrid. Women have been doing this for years. She needs to get a grip. And just like, and a lot of men, you think you can trot on because you haven't got a clue. But just the disparaging comments about like get a grip. What's her problem? Women do this for millennia. And I thought, yeah, women do get on with pain and get on because they have to. They're the caregivers, they bring it all in. But we shouldn't have to. And
No.
it makes me really angry.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. It does me as well.
yeah.
Like, just because women previously have gone through all of this doesn't mean we have to go through it now.
Yeah.
Like, we have the technology, we have research, like, it's building. Like, you shouldn't have to feel like that. You shouldn't feel like shit.
No.
No.
And you
Yeah.
know the difference between, okay, I know I'm ill and I feel like I need to nap more or whatever, or I have been feeling rubbish for however many weeks. This is
Yeah.
not okay.
Something's not
Something has,
working, something's
yeah,
not right. Exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah. And then you have to fight for that. Mm.
Hmm.
You know
And
you're
what, who's,
at the end of the day. You know how your body should feel, and you know when something is off, for sure.
yeah. And why should someone tell you that there's nothing wrong with you? You just need to crack on.
Yeah.
But I also
Like,
think the longer that you are like in it and not being acknowledged, is that you do start. I mean, it took me 4 years to get anyone to go, do you know what? I think you might be perimenopausal. What's my point? The longer you're in it, is the more you do question yourself. And
Mm.
okay, maybe this is just life. Maybe I am tired. Without like going down a proper dark hole, I I can see why all these women come out of the workforce at this age. Just can't do it. I can see why the suicide rates are high at this age. Like you just think, okay, this is it, and this is it forever. When am I going to feel better? Who's going to listen to me?
Mm.
And it's really sad and really anger making as well. But I could go on about that all day.
Yeah. It's crazy though, isn't it?
Patriarchy.
Like 4 years. Like if you, I don't know whether this is like the right thing to say, but like imagine going to the doctor and then getting, not getting diagnosed with cancer. Like,
Mm.
you
Yeah.
can die like in that time.
Yeah. But
And
I mean, evidently you can die being perimenopausal and just
Absolutely. Because what is
losing
it,
your
Dr.
shit.
Louise Newson, she says about she actually in her tour, I think I said this before, she has a story that this woman's husband is allowed to be in the tour to make people aware. And this woman, they kept going to doctors, kept going to doctors, kept going to the doctors, and they were like, no, here, put you on antidepressants. And like, no, can you not check my hormones? In the end, she killed herself.
That's just, and you do hear that. I listened. That's just terrible. Have you seen the tour?
Yeah, I went and watched it. My God, it's so good.
Yeah.
And she's going back on tour next year. So
It is in Truro next
go,
year. So yeah, I might
go.
even go and look.
Honestly, it's so good. I'm gonna go again when it comes back to Fairham.
Will I spend the entire time crying?
I can't guarantee anything.
I probably will. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Depends on what
Well,
your
it'll be
hormones are like.
therapeutic. Get it all out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But she
there's a
offers
there's
you time to ask questions and stuff as well. So she's really good.
that's good. I listened to a book recently. It was Australian, but I do find the Australian stuff coming out on perimenopause is really good. And like a couple of podcasts I've listened to are Australian, some books I've read, but this is an audio book. And I probably ought to caveat what I'm about to say because it might not be spot on. But the rates in Australia of suicide during she's an advocate for HRT and protecting the heart and all of this stuff. But the rates for women's suicide in perimenopause and menopause were higher than the amount of women dying from heart disease. And she
Mm,
was just an advocate for like just HRT.
yeah.
Like she was so banging that drum for those that can take it,
Mhm.
and how much else it protects. But I just thought, yeah, the amount of women killing themselves
Mm,
versus dying from heart disease because they're not talking about it and not talking about HRT. That's
yeah.
shocking.
yeah,
It is, isn't it?
Mm.
so what were your thoughts on HRT like before? Like, did you have any like, opinions about it before you were kind of off? Did you know much about it?
Yeah, I think, I mean, I didn't know much about it, but what I did know was, you know, the media spun stuff and the age old thing that, well, if I take HRT, then I'm going to get breast cancer.
Hmm.
And actually, when I said about the doctor saying we're going to do a blood test, look at your hormones, and then you're going to come back and talk about HRT, I immediately thought, no, no, we'll talk about other stuff, but I'm not doing HRT. And we I think in that appointment, she gave me a load of stuff to read. And because they can text you these days, can't they, the doctors? And she
Yeah.
texted me some it probably was Louise Newson stuff. Um, she also told me to go and get Davina's book out the library. She was very like, just fill your head with it, listen to everything. And of course, me being me was like, yeah, I love a podcast, let's do it.
Mm.
By the time I went back, already had looked on the NHS website, knew my levels, and was like, okay, here we go. She said, right, let's have a chat. And I said, just hand it over. Like, what can I take? Because I just completely changed my mind. And I think I didn't know anything about it beforehand, but it was like, well, that's not for me. That's for old women.
Mm.
And then it was like, no, that actually the younger you are, and I have done perimenopause a bit earlier, and I think some say that that can be connected to having a autoimmune condition, which is the thyroid. Um, yeah, it has so many sort of protection. It protects so much more than actually kind of just sorting out my hormone levels. Um, it's I'm a big advocate for HRT if you can take it. It's been a rocky road. I've very recently had to have another change, which I'll go into if you want me to.
Absolutely.
But I suppose your hormones are constantly changing,
Mm.
so your HRT package has to respond to that. I've been on it for 18 months, and the change I think really quick. Um, I had so are you ready?
Go for it.
um, I I basically had a breakdown in the school playground, and that was the point where I thought, right, I'm going back to the doctors to bang this drum a bit more because I can't carry on. My friend scraped me off of the tarmac of the playground and was like, "You're not going to work today," and I just couldn't function. Everything was too much. My brain didn't work. I felt terrible. Like my marriage wasn't great. I was just so sad, and it was shit. It was really shit. Went and did all the doctor stuff. I think I was probably on the HRT about a month later. Um, and I will say, and I do believe this, and I reckon that my husband would agree, it did save our marriage. It did. And I think if I'd have carried on feeling that way, it saved me as well. I'm not, suicidal thoughts isn't the thing that comes to me, but I couldn't carry on like that. I was just so desperately unhappy. And it made a difference really quickly. I found some clarity. My brain just sort of I just felt better. And then I could think, right, what am I going to do now? Um, I do need to eat better. I do need to try and get a sleep routine in. But when you're in it and everything's shit, like
Mm.
telling me to eat properly and sleep better, I'm like, I can't. I can't. And my anxiety was raging. So I reckon within a month, I felt better. Within 3 months, I was like, oh, this is banging. Love it. Within 6 months, I was like, this isn't working for me. So
Mm.
then it was tweaked. And I mean, I went up to the maximum on the estrogen, whatever it is, gel, um, quite quickly. I think within a year, I was on 4 pumps of the gel, which makes it's very, yeah, it takes a bloody long time to dry. Don't like it at this
Mm.
time of year because my legs are cold. Um, but recently I've had to have another change. I have always suffered with hormonal migraines, so puberty, headaches, like all the time. At uni, I had quite a lot of migraines. Every pregnancy was up until about 20 weeks. Migraines would render me pretty useless. I'd have to go home from work quite quick because otherwise I wouldn't be able to drive if it kicked in. And
Mm.
then yeah, so but probably about 6 months ago, I was starting to get these migraines again. I thought, oh God, what's going on? And my lovely doctor said, well, do you suffer from migraines? I told her the hormone stuff, and she was like, okay, well, this is classic. We need to try and treat that. So I was on a progesterone. It was a bespoke HRT package. So I was off of the cyclical progesterone onto constant via a contraceptive pill. And she did give me some quite stern warnings to start with, like this might not be okay for you. The side effects can be depression. If you have suicidal thoughts, you have to call us. We will, you need to stop. Migraine stopped. I was like, yeah, this is great. Probably about 3 weeks in, I noticed that, okay, I'm not sleeping as well as I did. I had a little Google, yeah, this particular stuff can disrupt sleep. But I thought, what? I've got a good sleep hygiene routine going on. I
Mm.
could probably cope with that. Can't cope with a debilitating migraine, so carried on. What was the other symptom? There was something else that crept up. Can't remember. Anyway, so many of them. Um, and then I started to feel really sad, but it crept up. So I was 3 months in, and I just, yeah, lost all. I wasn't listening to any podcasts. I couldn't find a book I wanted to read. I stopped walking the dog and was making my husband do it. Didn't go swimming anymore. Hated, sorry, hope nobody from work listens to this, hated my new job and thought, what have I done? Um, and it was my husband that said, do you think it might be these pills? Do you remember what she told you when you started taking them? And I was like, oh yeah. So again, I don't say everyone should Google everything, but went and had a look at the lovely perimenopause Reddit thread, which I love a bit of Reddit. And in the exact one I was on, there were a lot of women saying, one woman said it was like somebody pouring a bucket of despair over her head periodically. And I
Wow.
thought, despair, that's it. I just feel sad and crap. So I thought, right, I'll get to the end of this week because it's the end of this cycle anyway, and I'll stop taking it because you get 4 sugar pills at the end, and you're supposed to have a period
Mm.
or something. And then I just didn't take it again. No, I did know. So I need to, not being a medical person, need to say not supposed to be on estrogen without any progesterone. But I
Mm.
figured I'd got this review booked in before. And if I went back on the cyclical, you take it at day 15. So I thought, well, by the time I've had that and whatever we've decided to do next, I'll only be at day 13. So, I'm not going to get I can't remember what she said. It's an increased risk of endometrial cancer because it's to do with the linings of the womb, isn't it? That's what
Yeah.
progesterone does, really.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm just going to stop taking it. Don't advocate you to do that, by the way, but I did. Um, and again, very quickly, felt better. And it all just lifted. And then somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, how's the new job?" And I went, "Do you know what? It's all right. It's good."
Change your
So
mind.
it wasn't the new job. It wasn't my life
Yeah.
choices. It was a hormone again. And I'm not saying like don't take progesterone. You can't do that. But turns out I'm sensitive to oral progesterone.
Mm.
Woohoo. So now we're exploring something else. But my point being is that you don't just go on HRT, it works or it doesn't.
Nice.
Sometimes it does. Things change, you get new symptoms that you need new stuff to treat, but your hormones are fluctuating all the time anyway. So,
Hmm.
of course, one pump of your gel and one progesterone pill, that's not going to take you the whole bloody journey of this. It's so it's always going to be complicated and changing.
Absolutely.
What was the original question? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I can't remember
HRT. There
now.
you
I
go.
think I asked you something about HRT, but you probably answered.
You did. You asked her about how she felt before she went on HRT, like the
Yeah,
views on
Mm.
it and stuff,
that's
like what you knew, whether you were for it or against it or whatever.
I think that's the
Um,
informed decision thing again, isn't it? Maximum
mm,
information. And then if you choose that HRT isn't for you, then it isn't, and that's fine. But I don't think it like if you write it off at one point, it doesn't mean that you can never have it. Like,
yeah.
no,
because things might
exactly.
change, and I think we have to fight for all of this, but equally, I think you have to take that information away and like almost continually sort of review it yourself. How have
Mm.
things changed? Would I be more open to that now?
Yeah, like you say, everything happen in your life. Things change all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's probably loads of things that what people have done in the past and then said they'd never do that, and then like 5 years later they're doing it because
Yeah, exactly.
actually there's a benefit for it and stuff. And like you say, HRT is not a smooth ride. It is going to go up and down because your cycle goes up and down. Like I have a few clients and they come in and like some of them are like, oh God, my joints are really achy and whatever. I'm like, when was the last review you had on your HRT? And they're like, oh, like 6 months, a year ago. I'm like, right, book yourself in for a review because you might need
Yeah.
something else. And actually, a few of them come back and they're like, oh, I've been given more estrogen now. And actually, yeah, I do feel better. I'm like, so
Mm,
it's recognizing that just because they put you on one level, one doesn't mean that is going to be your level, because one, they've got to try it out and test it and make sure it is right for you. And it's like anything, isn't it? Nutrition, exercise, etc. It's all the same. You have to try things, see what works for you, adjust it, move it until you find, okay, this works, this is good. But
yeah,
again,
this is
later
the
on down the
optimum
line,
point,
yeah, you might have to change it because things in your
and it
life
will
change.
change. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Like it's not smooth riding, and like, yeah, I think people have to realize that it's not like giving a pill and you're fixed and you're better, because that
No,
is not
if only.
it. Wouldn't that be so much nicer if it was?
Would be, it would be. But yeah, I think as well, it's it's great that you had people to speak to about the HRT that actually gave you those more information, because like growing up, that's all you did hear about HRT, wasn't it? HRT gives you breast cancer, or
Yeah,
it's just all the negative things. And even now, I think women are starting to see that actually it's not it's not this big bad thing, but there still needs so much more information and research and stuff out there, doesn't there, really? But again, that's like a whole other
yeah.
whole
But I
other.
do think it helps talking about it as well. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think, I mean, I'm not saying that I look 21, but I don't think when people learn that I am on HRT, they sort of think, hold on, what? And
Mm.
I don't have to explain, but you know me, the words come out and it's there. But yeah, a couple of my friends have been sort of, why are you on HRT? And then I have to say, yeah, perimenopausal. You might want to look at that.
Yeah. And the thing is, it can
Um,
affect anyone at any age, can't it? Like I
it
had a
can,
friend, she
yeah.
was 33, like, you know, and we said before, there's been girls that are like 12, 15 that have gone through it
Mm,
and stuff,
mm,
which is heartbreaking. But just because, like you say, you're not necessarily in your 40s or 50s or you've stopped period doesn't mean that you won't have symptoms and you're not going through it.
no, no, exactly. It's funny when you were saying earlier about a client and her sort of joint aching. It's only when someone else says about a symptom, I go, oh yeah, had that too. The forefront of your mind is always a hot flush, isn't it? Really.
Mm.
Hot flush and brain fog, and your period's going swanny, but there's so much else. Oh, so I learned, here's a new one. I've always worn contact lenses. Like, didn't ever really like wearing glasses. It was always contact lenses. And then, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I just thought, God, these hurt all the time. Like, have I got dry eye? Like, what is it? So I got some drops. And in the end, I did go to the opticians and say, I can't seem to wear these contact lenses that I've worn for 20 years. Like, what's going on? And she looked at me hard and she was like, do you mind me asking, are you perimenopausal? I was like, yeah. And she goes, yeah, shape of your eyes changed. What?
Oh, that's
Really? Yeah,
interesting.
the shape of your eyes changes. And so my contact lenses no longer sit on my eyes properly and it hurts. Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Wow.
Never heard
Yeah.
that before.
No, not heard that
I
one
thought you were
either.
going to
I was
say
like, will
like,
they ever go back?
yeah.
Mm.
So does that
Yeah,
mean
so
now you like do they do them in different shapes, or that's the right
do you
way?
know what? I just went, oh, fine, I'll get some glasses that I actually like because I just couldn't be bothered to
Oh.
go through. I'm trying to find out like what HRT suits. I'm trying to manage three young kids and work and then think, is this life? I thought I can't be bothered to go back and forth to the opticians to try and find something that fits me
Mm.
bloody eyes now.
You
So
watch in a few
glasses it
years'
is.
time, they'll have like a menopause range of contact lenses.
Yeah, they probably will. And they'll cost three times as much.
Absolutely. Sorry, your eyes change shape. You must have these ones. They're super
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I should invent them.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be
maybe,
a money
actually,
spinner,
come on. We're copywriting this. We've said
Yeah,
it
good.
now.
Yeah,
You can
trademark.
invent it, but I want a bit of it.
wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I like you say, I thought you were gonna say dry eyes, not changing the
Yeah,
shape. But so many different things. Again, hormones happen, isn't it? Like even like pregnancy and stuff, when people's feet change size and things like that. There's so many things that people are unaware of that happens, and everyone gets so many different symptoms that yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy. Madness.
Yeah. It's just crazy, but it's so interesting talking to you and actually hearing your story of like what you've been through. Because I think, like I said at the beginning, like so many women that I speak to, so many of my clients have been through so much of the same thing as
Mm.
well. And to know that now you're on a journey where you're starting to, but I know you're still tweaking it as though you've still got, ways to like things to do, but it's just really good to hear that you're on a journey which is starting to make you feel better. Like that's a really
Yeah,
positive thing.
yeah,
I suppose hopefully that gives other women hope as well that they can
yeah.
start to feel better as well.
Because when it is shit, it's really shit. And you
Mm.
can't see almost a way out of it either. But that, like I said earlier, that I didn't think I needed that antidepressants necessarily, but I also don't know whether that did help a little bit because it did give me just that break in brain noise to then evaluate what else hurts and what else is going on.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, longer term, that wasn't the thing, and I know like so many women are misdiagnosed and on antidepressants instead of looking at hormones. Um, but I do, yeah, I think if you can, and if you've got access to that knowledge, like just try everything
Mm.
because you don't have to continue to feel so shit. I mean, there are days when, it is still shit. Especially um so recently I take my put the gel on at night and I got into bed and thought, oh, I haven't done my gel. And I thought, "Do you know what? I'm going to do it in the morning." And I had the worst migraine the next morning and thought, what the hell's going on? And I missed one dose, well, 4 pumps, but it was the dip in estrogen, smash headache.
Mm.
And I was out for the day. Like, I was in bed, couldn't do it. I thought, that's it. So don't miss a dose.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah. I suppose that you're forever learning, aren't you? Like you learn from doing that. Like you missed the
yeah,
day and then you've gone, oh shit, I'm not gonna do that again because
yeah, and I won't
that
do
was a
that again.
detriment to me.
No.
Yeah, it's always a forever learning thing, and yeah, oh, it's just yeah, I don't
Or
even know what to
us.
say. Wow, like yeah, oh my God, I can't wait.
Oh.
No.
But then you're so much more informed than I was at the start of this.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I do. That is the key, isn't it? And I think there is more information readily available.
Mm.
Even in just, Davina's writing a book and there's a couple of TV shows and hopefully people are talking about it generally. I stand at the school gates. Someone says, "Oh, how are you?" And I go, "Well," and we're away. But
Yeah. I
But
think
it's
that's a good
good.
thing
I
though.
don't, women didn't talk
Mm.
about it before.
No,
No,
that's the
they used to
thing.
hide it.
It
Yeah,
was so taboo. It was
suffer
like,
in silence.
don't talk about it. Like my mum never spoke about it and my nan never spoke about it. And I know I've mentioned that before on the podcast, but it's good that I know it's shit what you've been going through, but to take the positive out of it, it's good that you're sharing it because then there might be one lady that's listening, she maybe is a little bit far away and can hear you and go, well, I've been suffering with those symptoms, so maybe I'll go and get checked, and then they might tell their friend who tells their friend, and then the conversation becomes more and more, and more women are getting help. So, that's a positive thing that comes
Yeah, it definitely is.
out of
Yeah.
it, for sure. And when I start
Yeah.
to go through it, I'm going to try and find like a special, like you have. I hope there's one
Well,
near.
she just came to me, didn't she? I
She
didn't
did,
find
she
her.
did.
But I
True.
do think find out if you've got a dedicated women's health team within the doctors,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, just try getting with them. I think it is a sort of more common thing that they have the
Mm.
dedicated teams, but whether it's like trust wide, I mean, I doubt it. Another postcode lottery, maybe.
Mm, yeah. Well, they
But
should.
if you can access it, access it. Yeah.
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 Hopefully that's to come. Hopefully that's going to be the next step for
Mm.
us women, having that every single doctor's like, and they should invest into that.
If not, the nurse your Cornwall one's just about to be overloaded with people banging on her door
Yeah.
saying, "Please help me."
She said your name.
Yeah.
They'll find her on social media and be like DMing her.
Yeah. Oh, she's an angel. Love her. She could just move in and like treat me on the daily. That'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much
Cool.
for coming on the podcast today and being so open and honest and sharing, and being vulnerable as well and sharing everything that you've been going through. We really do appreciate it. And I'm
For
sure it's going
me.
to help so many other women that's listening as well. So, yeah, thank you.
Chewed your ear off too much.
Not
Hopefully
at all.
not.
Oversharer here.
That's okay. We like oversharers.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's
It
what we
helps
need on
everyone.
the
Good.
Oh, well, we'll wrap it up there for today. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You've got our number, our socials. And you can always email us at contactempoweryouFitness@gmail.com. And yeah, we will catch you all in the next one.
We will
Bye.
indeed.
Thank you.
Goodbye.